मेरा फोटो भी आ रहा है। किस कोर्स में एडमिशन चल रहा है? कहाँ से बोल रहे हो? अब तो पटना में हो तो यहाँ आके भर देना। अदरवाइज बाहर से रहती तो ऑनलाइन अप्लाई कर देती। नहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं। ऑफकोर्स फोन आएगा तो कर देना। लो बहुत फोन आएगा तुमको भी। एक लड़की का फोन है बीबीए का।
Good morning, sir.
Sir, we can just start in 2 to 3 minutes. Actually, Nayak sir is not connected yet, sir.
Okay. And at the meanwhile, let us see Dr. Rathi and the
Yes, sir.
wider speaker.
Rathi sir is already connected, sir, and Malaya Nayak sir is just waked up and he is also connecting, sir.
Okay.
And,
Okay,
Uttam
then
sir is already connected.
Uttamji, we have seen UK sir is there. So let them join. Let them join.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Rathi ji. Is not audible, I think.
No, sir. Sir is audible. Actually, sir's mic is muted. Rathi sir.
Okay, no problem.
Good morning,
Now,
Shamsi.
yeah, fine, sir. So nice to see you.
Malaya sir is also there, but sir, Malaya sir, your mic is already muted, sir. Malaya sir, can we unmute the mic, sir? Yes, sir. Is my voice is audible to you, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, Maleji,
Morning.
from the RVP, Regional Vice President for this CSI region.
Hi,
Come,
good
sir.
morning, sir.
Nice to see you, sir.
So we will just start in 2 minutes. Actually, Nayak sir is not connected yet, so I'm just trying to
Uh,
connect him, sir.
okay, no problem.
So I have to work up early morning.
Yeah. Okay, what time it is there?
Now
I think.
6:30.
Okay, sir. Very nice for your effort.
Now
Thanks from CSI.
now it's really pleasure to meet everyone. So I have already something done for UK. So I want to do something for India.
Sure, sir. Why not? Most welcome, sir. We are waiting for our. And then RK Vyas ji has to join, na? Rohit ji?
Uh, yes, sir, but he is not yet joined, sir.
Not join. Okay. No problem. We will see. Nayak side may be joining just now because he might have. Yeah, he must be joining, I think. Let us give a call to him. नायक साहब का इंतजार हो रहे हैं.
Nayak sir is already, sir, engaged in another meeting, so he is just leaving that
Oh,
meeting and joining.
okay, good. Let him join.
बेटा तेरा कुछ चालू मत करना मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन.
Sir, sorry for the delay, but we are having just 2 minutes more, sir, because
No problem.
sir is
Yeah.
connected, sir.
Okay. Okay.
इस हिसाब से इन सब मामले में आप कर दिए तो अच्छा है। पापा वहाँ है। कैसे यार टीचर शो नहीं कर रहा है। ठीक है
आवाज आया आप देखो तो।
Yes, Uttam sir, your voice is coming, sir. I don't know what is the issue, but sir is already said to connect that he is connecting, sir. So there is a delay for 2 more minutes, sir.
नहीं नहीं, हमको बोला था कि हम बाद में आएंगे, तो उसका कहीं मीट है, तो दूसरे जगह भाग ले रहा है। हमको बोला था ना, शुरू कराओ। वो हमको बोले थे रात में।
Nayak sir, please unmute your mic, sir. Sir, one more time, sir. Nayak sir. Nayak sir, please unmute your mic. Nayak sir, is my voice is coming to you?
हेलो,
Yes, sir. Your voice is now audible.
audible है ना?
Yes, sir. But your video is not coming, sir. Yes. Now it's fine,
Video
sir.
connected?
Yes,
Huh?
sir. Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Yes, yes, because I will have to switch. I will have to switch over the Google platform to again Zoom platform. That became the problem. Okay.
So
Now
can
it
we
is
start,
okay.
sir? Yeah. Can we start the session now, sir?
Hi, exam.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
On behalf of whole IIBM and Dr. Zakir Hussain family, I welcome you all for this today's one-day national level webinar on technology disruption in business innovation. So now it's a time for our theme and welcome presentation. For that, I welcome Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak. But before we proceed, let me introduce Professor Nayak. Professor Nayak is the Director of Indian Institute of Business Management and Zakir Hussain Group of Institutions. He is having 36 years of experience in teaching, training, research and administration in IT and management education. At present, Dr. Nayak is the immediate past president of Computer Society of India, former president of ICT Indian Science Congress, former chairman of Bihar and Jharkhand section Indian Society for Technical Education. Professor Nayak is the member of Board of Studies for Computer and Science and Information Technology, AICT, Government of India. Member, Bureau of Indian Standard, Government of India. Project Reviewer, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Former Zonal Coordinator of National Institute of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Former member of Board of Directors of DNS Institute of Cooperative Management, Government of India. Former moderator of NCC UK, former member of Bihar Banking Service Recruitment Board, former expert member of BPSC Government of Bihar. He is the author of 12 books and 250 plus papers and delivers lectures in more than 100 universities. He has received many national and international awards. His biography is also published in 7 directories. With these words, I like to welcome Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak sir for welcome and theme presentation.
Thank you very much, Rohit. First, I must have to apologize to the participants because I became somehow late. I'm very sorry because I had to inaugurate a webinar that was conducted by Babu Banarasi Das, National Institute of Technology and Management. I'm very much sorry and I apologize for that. Now it is the time to start our webinar, that is with a very great topic that has been kept. The chief guest of this occasion, Honorable Professor Dr. U.K. Singh, the founder, Director General of Indian Institute of Business Management, and Dr. Zakir Hussain Group of Institutions, and the Learning Chancellor of the Global Open University in Nagaland, the Fellow and Lifetime Achievement Awardee of the Computer Society of India. Today we are having the Honorable keynote speaker with us, the founder and chief mentor of 3I Zone, Mumbai, as well as the most vibrant and dynamic regional vice president of Computer Society of India, in charge of the state of affairs of the state Maharashtra and Goa, Mr. Pradeep Rathi ji, the keynote speaker of the today's occasion, and I am quite fortunate that Rathi Sahib had been a part of my team in the Computer Society of India. And during my presidency, it is Mr. Rathi who acted so well and so great that with a lot of credit has to come to the Computer CSI, and I took that pride as the captain of the society. Mr. Rathi is quite instrumental for having many number of MOU, Memorandum of Understanding of the Computer Society of India with different bodies and bodies of the international level. You tell Cambridge School, you tell Red Hat Technologies, you tell Alibaba, all these kinds of the MOU have been signed during his tremendous effort, and we have been collaborated with this. And recently, he was instrumental for organizing an international webinar where the number of vice chancellor, pro vice chancellor, and the foreign experts and many people have been assembled. That was the emerging trends of the education after post-COVID-19. I welcome Mr. Rathi ji to this great occasion. I also welcome my younger brother, Mr. Malaya Nayak, who happens to be from United Kingdom, living at London. Mr. Malaya Nayak had been he's the fellow of the Royal Society of the Arts of the UK, as well as he is a chartered fellow of the British Computer Society, which is a partner, you can tell, partner or CSI is having a great linkage with the British Computer Society. At present, Malay is the executive director of the IT Bots, a very reputed company at London. Apart from that, a person in the field of IT and computer science and information technology. And because he had been such a successful entrepreneur, that is why I have invited him today. After the keynote address of Honorable Rathi ji, Malay will also deliver the case studies with his personal experience on the entrepreneurship and other things. And he's not only that, a very noble man, very finest man. Apart from the heading a IT company of this extent, he's also running the hospitality management affairs. He's owning the 3 hotels at London, and he's very much expert in the hospital management, hospitality management, and its affairs also. So these 2 great personalities today with us, and I have invited them to enlighten the participants of today's webinar. because the concept or the topic that we have kept, the topic has been given by our keynote speaker, Mr. Pradeep Rathi ji. Technology disruption in management innovation, business innovation 2020. If we talk of the technology disruption, actually the growth of the technology in the recent days, I can tell there are different counts and different factors for that we have enhanced the technology so far as the artificial intelligence is come, enhanced the technology so far as the Internet of Things and Internet of Everything is come. We have enhanced the technology so far as the different intelligences like business intelligence, computational intelligence, data intelligence, and emotional intelligence. These factors have come. The technology has been enhanced in a multi-phase. You take up the tale of the smart computing, under this computing, all these things. Due to which, due to these kinds of technological disruption, the scenario has been completely changed. Not only disruption, technology disruption in the area of the business innovation, rather in the area of the banking, in the area of the hospitality management, in the area in the transport management, whatever you tell, in every walk of life, there is a change has been happened. So to tell, what to tell to the business innovation, because the technology is going to change the complete scenario of the business. That means there will be the replacement of the concept what had been till yesterday. There will be new changes. So far, anywhere you can tell, whether it is at the marketplace, whether it is the channelization of the business, or whether it is the new beginning of the things, and everywhere that will be there, this effect will be found to be realized, and this effect will be found to be seen. For that, we are having very two learning speakers today. They will elaborating this thing in a quite detailed manner, and Mr. Rathi will be telling all aspects of the technological disruption and how it is going to affect and how it is going to make a change in the business innovation, and particularly in viewing the year 2020, because you know we are undergoing to a very crisis period, COVID-19. And at that time, definitely, there is the point, there is the importance. We must have to relook how we can save the things, how can we redesign the things so that will also able to cope to the post-COVID era. As today, under the different ambitious project of the Honorable Prime Minister, you tell whether it is Startup India, you tell it is whether it is the Make in India, you tell it is the Stand Up India, you tell it is the Digital India. The thing is that all the things, and in the other way, everything needs the entrepreneurship, because without entrepreneurship that cannot be there. And there should be certain qualities of the entrepreneurship. Today Prime Minister is telling we'll be making the local into vocal, and from vocal we'll go to the global. The thing is that we'll have to encourage the people, young people, how can be more and more entrepreneurs, how can they be better job giver than the job seeker, so that we can have a very self-confidence India. स्वराष्ट्र निर्माण का जो कंसेप्ट आज प्रधानमंत्री जी दे रहे हैं, इसका पीछे आज का टॉपिक का बहुत अहम भूमिका है. So that is the business innovation 2020, as well as this entrepreneurship, what Malay will be also discussing, because there are many factors, and you see all these things what have been the desire of the country like India. That will the main point and focus point will be discussion today by two honorable speakers, Mr. Pradeep Rathi ji, as well as my younger brother, Mr. Malaya Nayak. So with these few words, I once again welcome our chief guest as well as these two dignitaries. Apart from that, I must have to welcome my core team members, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Professor Rohit Kumar, Professor Gopal Krishna, along with the key personality who is behind all these things, Mr. Shams Raja, the Regional Vice President of the Computer Society of India, because they are working very continuously, very significantly, due to which today the 9th webinar is being organized by the CSI Patna chapter with the 2 months, and it will be creating a record. And to everybody know, tomorrow we are having a webinar also, national webinar, where we are assembling 6 number of vice chancellor, and the pro vice chancellor. They will be assembled and discussing upon a very important theme, that is the emerging demand of online learning, post-COVID era. I must have to request all the participants of today, do not miss the opportunity tomorrow, where you can getting the address of the 6 number of the chancellor and vice chancellor and the pro chancellor. This will be definitely a unique opportunity. With these words, once again, welcoming everybody and welcoming all the personalities who are gathered today, and welcoming all the participants of this important webinar. I conclude my speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So with these words, it's a time for our inaugural address. For that, I would like to welcome Professor Dr. U.K. Singh, sir. But before we proceed, let me introduce Professor U.K. Singh, sir. Professor U.K. Singh, sir, is the founder and Director General of Indian Institute of Business Management and Zakir Hussain Group of Institutions. Dr. Singh is recognized as the father of vocational education in the undivided Bihar for the pioneer contribution. He has also Computer Society of India felicitated him with the Fellowship and Lifetime Achievement Award. A great visionary with experience of IT and management educations in particular and vocational education. In general, Professor Singh at present is the Chancellor of Global Open University of Nagaland. So with these words, I like to invite Professor Dr. U.K. Singh, sir, for the inaugural address.
Very good morning to all. I take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Rathi from 3I Jones and Professor Malaya, Professor A.K. Nayak Sahab, and Regional Vice President of Computer Society of India, Professor Shams Raja, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Professor Rohit Kumar, and all other participants, those who are participating most actively in this most significant webinar based on technological disruptions in business innovation topic. I think I have attended so many webinars and seminars on such significant and new topics, but the topic selected by Mr. Rathi is unique in this sense that in this corona age, we have entered where health informatics and health inventions that we had earlier has miserably failed. Now we are talking of new medicines, new virus protection devices, and so this corona has also affected the business scenario too much. Now, according to the changing environment and the required pace with which the business enterprises must operate and act upon, this business innovation with the technological intervention has to be discussed deliberately. And I'm sure that Mr. Rathi will be putting all the new information, new knowledge base to all the participants, and this is going to help them. As Professor Nayak was discussing a lot about the new changes which is happening under the change scenario, I think such type of topic will certainly pave ways to the youth at least to think upon and put their time and energy to find new solutions, new ways and means with which the new business enterprises has to. ये तो बैठ गया ना, ये बैठा हुआ है, इसमें क्या हो जाता है? हाँ.
Sir, your voice is clear, sir. You can continue, sir. Uttam, sir, your voice is clear, so you can continue.
लाओ उसी से बोल देता है. So it's all right. I think there was some technological disruption here also. So with these few words, I again take this opportunity to congratulate as well as I'm grateful to Mr. Rathi as well as Professor Malaya and all the other participants. And I hand over the mic to the coordinator and I wish this webinar most successful and productive. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. So now it's the moment for our keynote address. And for that, I like to welcome Mr. Pradeep Rathi, sir. But before we proceed, let me introduce Professor Rathi. Mr. Pradeep Rathi is the founder and mentor-in-chief of 3I Zone. He is Regional Vice President, Region 6, that is Maharashtra and Goa of CSI India. Mr. Rathi is an entrepreneur and innovation ecosystem enabler with 34 plus years of successful experience focused on ROI, broad leadership, shared values, CSR, and operational expertise based out in Mumbai. He is in his corporate career, he has headed limited companies and managed global operations. He has his business interest in real estate, financial services, and business startup incubation and acceleration. He is a thinker working with mission to enable, inspire, and motivate people to create great products, build great companies, and change the world. Mr. Rathi is member of the Academic Council of University of Jammu for the period 2018 to 2021. He is on Computer Society of India National Executive Committee as Regional Vice President 6, Region 6 for the period of 2022-2022. He is the advisor, mentor and incubation partner with eSail and Abhyuday of IIT Bombay. For their flagship event, he submit Eureka and Action Plan. He is also advisor cum mentor to first the startup incubator of IIT Kanpur and with this Mumbai. He is jointly mentoring social startups. He is also a member of advisory board of Martline Research Center Pune for time education and upskilling program. With these words, I like to welcome Professor Dr. Rathi sir for keynote speaking.
Can you allow the host screen, share screen?
Yes, sir. I am already allowed, sir.
Good morning to Uttam Singh ji, my elder brother Professor A.K. Nayak, and my younger brother Shams Raza, and Malaya ji, and all the friends who are today joining the conference. First, friends, I'll take you down the memory lane. What you see is in New York, Fifth Avenue in 1900, where horse carriages was a way of transportation. And in this picture, what you see is there was only one car at that time on the streets of New York on Fifth Avenue. Now, this is the photograph of 2010 of the same street. Now, what you see in between 2001 and 1901 and 1910, the whole scenario in New York changed. It went from one car to one horse on the streets of New York. So, friends, this is what is technology disruption, going from one horse to all car, or going from CDs to iPods or landline to mobile. So what is technology disruption? When a new product and services that do two things. First, they develop new markets, and second, they right away or later destroy or drastically transform the existing industry. Let's take a stroll. Let's fast forward to 1985. In 1985, AT&T hired McKinsey to forecast what will be the adoption of mobile phones in the year 2000, because AT&T had the right to enter the mobile technology. So the prediction made by AT&T by McKinsey was 900,000 subscribers. The actual in year 2000 number was 109 million, which meant the McKinsey was off by a factor of 120. So this was the reason where the world's largest telephony company missed out. And by the year 2000, AT&T had to be broken up into 3 companies and was taken over by mobile operators. Similarly, when you take Kodak, in 1975, Kodak was the company that developed the first digital camera. In the year 2000, Kodak had the best financial year in the history of Kodak. That was, they had a revenue of 14 billion, operating earnings of 2.2 billion, net profit of 1.24 billion, with record numbers of pictures taken. And so what they did was, in year 2000, instead of migrating from physical photography to digital, they preferred to carry on with the film business and the photo paper business. And the result was, in 2012, Kodak had to file bankruptcy. And while their product that was developed by them was ultimately utilized by other people. Similarly, you take GE. In up to 2017, they were the largest manufacturer of power in the world. And in 2017, GE betted very heavily on gas-based power, thermal power, and nuclear energy. As a result, they did not concentrate on renewables, which was the new technology. So GE lost 193 billion of their market capitalization in the period 2018, which was 74% of their total market capitalization. So usually it is said it is always the insiders and the analysts who miss the disruptive opportunities, because what happens is they look at an opportunity on an increment of a year-on-year growth, and they are unable to predict the disruptive opportunities. Similarly, in 2007, this is the cover of Forbes magazine when iPhone had come out and Nokia was ruling. So even Microsoft, people in Microsoft like Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, had written off iPhone and were wondering whether it will be a success or not as a smartphone. So how can a new product be a better and cheap and more customizable? So every technology has a cost curve. All of us have learned about the Moore's law. Your $600 smartphone is equivalent of a 600,000 computer just 20 years ago and $600 million computer 40 years ago. So what Moore's law was doing was that it said every 2 years, the transistors would double in an integrated circuit and the prices would drop by 50%. Just like Moore's law, every technology has a cost curve, like computing. Moore's law is 41%, data storage is about 50% every 18 months. The prices drop. Digital imaging every year drops by 59%. Networking capacity goes down by 50% every 9 months. and lithium ion battery today is going down by 20% every year. So it is not these technologies that are disruptive, but when you combine them, this is called technology convergence. It is the technology convergence that makes possible the new business models and new products. So when you look at technology convergence, one of the best products of technology convergence we can talk about is the iPhone. The iPhone and as well as the Google smartphone came in the year 2000. It was made only possible with the convergence of technologies like data storage, digital imaging, networking capacity, and lithium ion battery, and other technologies like touchscreen, computing, and sensors. Why do smart people and organizations constantly fail to anticipate or lead market disruption? Normally, what happens is when you look at any technology curve, technology is not a linear but an exponential X curve. So normally what you have is the experts who normally always predict a fixed amount of percentage growth a year on year, but they are not able to project the S curve or read the S curve. And what you can see is an example of adoption of S curve of a television on your screen. Technology adoption, disruption brings change in taste and preferences. For example, earlier you were using postal service as a method of sending mail to each other. But today you have emails. Emails have switched over to messaging, and from messaging it is now switched over to chat. Technology disruption occurs always in a S curve. So what you see is that various technologies and their S curves. And as you see, when you come into the current times of 2000 onwards, the S curves are turning into J curves. The only reason for that is that today it is not only the hardware, it is the hardware and software. Both are disrupting simultaneously, which is creating these S curves to J curves. Disruption happens from the outside. You take a smartphone, for example. Before the iPhone or the Google phone came in 2007, the phone business, mobile business was ruled by Nokia, Ericsson, BlackBerry, and other manufacturers. But you take the smartphone was made first by Apple and Google, which were software companies, and they were not outsiders where the telephone industry was concerned. Similarly, you look at the electric vehicles. It was never made, first electric vehicle was made by companies like Tesla, Google, GD, and your Uber. So when you look at disruptions, there are three types of disruptive models. One is disruption from below, disruption from above, and the Big Bang. Now, when we look at disruption from below, it is all about an inferior product or technology that starts as a low quality product and it improves over a period of time. The best example for that would be personal computers, the internet, solar power, and battery. Now, if you look at solar power as an example, the technology started in early 70s, and by 1990 it matured, and by 1995 when it came into commercialization, the cost of generation of power was approximately 11 rupees to 15 rupees. I think it was 21 rupees in 95. In 2003 it was about 11 rupees. cost per unit. Today, if you see, it has disrupted even thermal power. Today, the cost of production of solar energy is about 2 rupees per unit, while thermal is about 4.5 rupees per unit. And in the years to come, with the advent of the solar technology, it is supposed to bypass the nuclear power and the thermal power globally. When you talk about disruption from above, is normally it's a superior product and a costly product, but which is capable of doing multiple things. For example, the car you see on the screen is a EV, electric vehicle from Tata's. Very few people know this, that electric vehicle, apart from driving, also acts as a battery backup, and it is capable of powering a house for 2 days as an inverter. Similarly, when you look at a smartphone, it not only does phone, it does multiple functions and is capable of doing number of things. Now, when you look at a Big Bang disruption, it is a product which starts with a better performance, low price, and more customization. One of the best examples of it is Google Maps. And when Google Maps came in, it disrupted the earlier technologies, which you can see from their stock price, which of Gammon. Then business, let's talk about business model disruption. So business models, when you look at a company like Uber, is a business model innovation that took advantage of the cloud, advantage of smartphone, and they essentially created technology platform. Actually, Uber is not a new business model. Basically, they are a broker between two markets. It is nothing but an old business model of brokerage and adoption of new technology convergence. But today, when you look at Uber, they have disrupted the entire taxi industry globally. And just like Uber, Airbnb is a similar business model which is disrupting the hospitality industry. So therefore, business model innovation is as important and is as disruptive as technology innovation, and is enabled by technology convergence. Now let's look at what are the disruptors that lead to acceleration. So one thing is open source. Today, what has happened is that even when you talk of robotics, you have a robotic operating system, which is an open source and free. Anybody can access it, anybody can add to it, which is making today the adoption of robotics as disruptive. Similarly, you have open APIs. The best example of this is Amazon. Today, when you go onto Amazon web, all their APIs are available to you free to be incorporated in your applications. And this has made Amazon as a disruptive product. Third is open research. So today, even you take a company like Tesla, they have got number of patents, but they have thrown open their patents as an open source to anyone, where people come in and interact with Tesla and value add to it and give inputs and modify it and enhance those patents. So when it comes to 2020, these are the 13 technologies which I believe as the key technologies that I am following, which in next 5 to 10 years are going to disrupt. Combination of these shall produce disruptive products and business models in the next 5 to 10 years. In different combinations, they will disrupt different industries. Now, friends, what I would like to look at is two sectors as an example today. One is energy and other is transportation. And what we are doing is that now we are entering into Industry 4.0, which is supposed to be digital. And IoT is going to be playing a major role in And for IoT, if you ask me, the enabler of IoT is the sensors. So we don't think much about sensors. Sensors have improved in cost 10,000 times. 10x usually means disruption. Sensors in the year 2007 were 10 million, which went up to about 10 billion by the year 2014. And today it is predicted that by year 2025, you will have something like about 10 trillion sensors being used. So when you talk in terms of uh, 10 trillion sensors, and when you're looking at approximately there are 7 billion people on this earth, which comes down to about 1300 sensors per person. So you can imagine that when you're looking at 1300 sensors per person, that means everything will have embedded sensors. So whether it is our clothing, whether it is our phones, whether anything that we do would be embedded with sensors. Now, because of sensors, there is a lot of product innovation which is coming in every areas. Some examples is like sports. So when you look at sports, you talk in terms of cricket, whether it's golf, whether it's basketball, anywhere you have a swing or wrist movement or hand. Today, everything is available one to practice using apps which have got sensors. Similarly, whether it is wearable devices in healthcare, it is sensors which is working on the same. You take, for example, transport. Today, the autonomous vehicle is using a LiDAR sensor. This is the image. What you see is what a car sees when an autonomous car sees when it is driving on the road. So when you look at the basic technology for autonomous vehicle, what we're looking at is LiDARs. In 2012, a LiDAR was costing about $150,000. In 2013, it was 70. In 14, it was 10K. In 15, it was $1,000. And today, it has come down. In 2018, it was $90. And what is predicted by 2020 this year, a new sensor of LiDAR is coming, which is at approximately 50 US dollars. And you can see that is at of the size of your nail, which you can see in the photograph. And these sensors are leading us to big data. All sensors are going to create big data because they are going to be emitting data 24/7 every second of every day so far. What we expect is over the next 10 years, data generation by sensors and use are going to be up by 10,000 times. You think we have today big data, now you have to just wait for a few years and look back and you will feel today's data is small data. We are entering the era of data eruption, where the interesting thing about this for entrepreneurs is data about things will be actually be more valuable than the things themselves. Think about Uber. How many cars do they own? Zero. But they have data, lots of data on transportation and you and me, and data about drivers. Therefore, Uber is essentially a data company. So data about transportation may be more important than transportation itself. When you look at AI, this is what the world, the artificial intelligence has made more progress over the last few years than the previous decades. To give you an example, this is what the world's first fastest supercomputer of 1 teraflop looked like, which covered an area of about 1,600 square feet and was costing about $46 million. In 2015, NVIDIA announced a 2 GP GPU, teraflop computer, which was costing just $59. And in 2020, now they have introduced a 20 teraflop computer, which is costing less than $1,000 for, which is to be used in autonomous vehicles. Now, when it comes to energy, battery is the way forward. Friends, today when you look at globally, earlier we would have backup generators which were run on diesel or petrol. Today, what is happening in America is that everything has gone on to battery packs. So today, you have battery backups, which Tesla is outsourcing to companies which are for 80 megawatts, 120 megawatts. And a state like even California is using these battery backups for the power failure and a replacement. Today, as a business model, battery as a service has become a new norm and a business model in USA. And this has been made possible because the lithium ion battery prices are crashing day by day. As you have seen in the cost curve, they're going down by 20% every year. Now, the latest innovation that has taken place in January 2020 is in Australia, where they have developed a lithium sulfur battery, which is now going to have a range of approximately 1,000 kilometers in an electric vehicle, which was earlier 370 kilometers. And in your mobile phone, it will have a power of 1 week before you go to charge, instead of 2 days what you have as on today. So what is predicted is that every factory, business, building, mall, housing will be connected by smart batteries and battery backups, and no longer by generators. So when we look at an electric vehicle on per mile basis, EV are 10 times cheaper to charge compared to combustible engine automobiles. Every time we have a 10x differential, we have a potentially disruptive opportunities. EV has 100 times fewer parts than combustible engine. This means that maintenance of EV is practically zero. The lifetime, the whole lot of people see we drive about 16,000 kilometers per year, but EV has a lifetime of about 800,000 kilometers. So, and in EVs, if you have a look today, companies are normally giving it a 800,000 mile guarantee for an EV, while Tesla is giving infinite mile guarantees on their EVs. When you take where the cost of operation of EV is concerned in India, today you compare is that EV, where a electric scooter over 2 years, which would be driven 16,000 kilometers, would consume fuel worth 26,000 rupees, 600 in 2 years. But if you were charging the same, it would cost you about just 2,400 rupees for 2 years. And this again, 2,400 is on the basis of 6 rupees per unit of electricity. But now if you switch over to solar, which is costing about 2 rupees per unit, your annual would be 1/3 of 2,400. Similarly, for a petrol car versus electric car, over a 4-year period where you would drive 40,000 kilometers, you would consume petrol worth almost 2.5 lakhs to 3 lakh rupees, while your total charging electricity bill for those 4 years would be just 24,000 rupees on 6 rupees a unit. And what is being predicted by us that e-bike and e-rickshaws would destroy would be the way future, and they would destroy the basic economy of petrol scooter in the country. Again, when you take India as a scenario, already companies like Mahindra, Tatas have already launched their electric vehicles which are below 10 lakhs. Today, Amazon this year has already announced that they are setting up a fleet of 10,000 electric vehicles by 2025 for their delivery vehicles. And Amazon has already ordered more than 100,000 electric vehicles to hit the roads. When it comes to Government of India, various Government of India companies are also actively participating to create the infrastructure for electric vehicles in India. So what is going to happen is, it is not the technological change which is going to drive the business of electric vehicles. It is the business need which will drive, because switching over to electric vehicles will make a better business today. When you look at an autonomous vehicle is going to be a big game changer. Autonomous vehicles are not far away. You just fly out to Singapore and you can take an autonomous vehicle taxi today. In Pittsburgh, USA, you can ride an Uber autonomous vehicle taxi. And in Arizona, you can ride a Google autonomous vehicle taxi. So when you look at today, there are about 43 companies worldwide working on an autonomous vehicle. And when you look at that list, most of the companies are software companies and non-car manufacturing companies, which are working on the autonomous vehicles. And I would like to say, from India, you have Tata Elxsi, which has taken the lead, and they have been working, and their first prototype car, which is an autonomous vehicle, is you can see on your screen. And right on your screen, what you see is a vehicle which is a public transport made by Local Motors USA. The reason why I am talking about this particular vehicle, it is called Oli by Local Motors. This vehicle is a technological innovation. This vehicle is totally 3D printed. So today, what they do is, they don't have a car manufacturing company or a assembly shop. What they do is, this entire public vehicle is 3D printed and created. And today, what you have seen by way of this autonomous vehicle coming in, the disruption it has taken. Today, GM is supposed to be the world's largest car manufacturer, where they manufacture about almost 3 million cars a year. You have Ford Motors, which makes 2.5 million cars a year, and a Tesla, which makes hardly 200,000 cars a year. But look at their market cap today. GM has a market cap of 50 billion. Ford Motors has a market cap of 36 billion. Their combined market cap is about 86 billion. Whereas Tesla, which is making just 10% of their cars, is having a market cap of 103 billion. So that is the potential of technology disruption, which is creating the value addition and wealth creation for companies. When you look at an autonomous vehicle, it is nothing but computer on wheels. So what you see is, today autonomous vehicles have achieved level 4, whereas you have companies like Google and Uber who have already filed for level 5 approvals with the US governments. And now like in the previous slide, you saw 43 companies that were working on the autonomous vehicle. So I believe, like any operating system, any first 2 companies that would achieve level 5 would become a standardized industry norm for autonomous vehicles. So what you see, this vehicle is the Waymo of Google, which is working in Phoenix. Today you have sports cars which are being made, and this is the big bus that you see, that is the autonomous transport vehicle which has been developed by Volvo. So friends, now I'll take you through a small video which is of Google that was just uploaded recently.
Like there's a ghost in the steering wheel. I feel like royalty being paraded around this thing. Look at these guys. Looking over. No driver. What? Pretty sharp turn. You made it pretty smoothly. Thank you. Do I say thank you? Here, we made it, and I didn't have to drive.
So friends, what you have seen that this is autonomous vehicles are already reality today and are being driven in Singapore as well as Australia and USA. And by 2025, they will be by way of means of transport. Now, what is going to disrupt the autonomous vehicle is on-demand transport. We pay lakhs of rupees to buy a car, and we spend again in lakhs to run and maintain the car, but we only use it 4% of the time, which while 96% of the time it is parked. So whenever you have a 4% asset utilization, it is a disruption waiting to happen. And how that's going to happen? Let's converge electric vehicles, autonomous vehicle, and business model of ride a share. What you will happen, the driving time goes from 4% to 40%, vehicle asset utilization goes up by 10%. Every time in history when there has been a difference of 10x between similar products and services, there has been a disruption. Now, the cost per kilometer in 1921 will go up by 95% passenger miles will be autonomous electric vehicles. It's going to disrupt two things: individual ownership business models and combustible engine automobiles. The demand for new cars will shrink by 70%. Disruption of automotive industry and the economy will occur. The reason I say that is because from the 1900s till date, always our industry standard has been based for the economy is how your automobile industry performs. But with the advent of the autonomous industry, the whole automobile industry is going to be disrupted and the number of cars are going to go down, because what is going to happen? Transport as a service is going to be a new norm where people will be sharing their rides. The basic advantage of this is today, when you look at, say for example, USA. In USA, what you see in this graph, to drive a petrol-based car per mile, it is costing you about 80 cents. But when you talk in terms of an autonomous vehicle, which is driverless, and an electric vehicle, the cost of the vehicle driving per mile cost is about 10 cents. So there's a difference of 70 cents. Now, when you look at India as a perspective, you take an average sedan, the driving cost per petrol on a petrol per kilometer is about 15 to 18 rupees a kilometer. Whereas now, when you look at an electric vehicle that is being operating in India, today they are costing as low as 10 cents, which it can come down to 10 cents which is about 2 rupees 10 paisa per kilometer. So friends, this is certain screenshots of a presentation that was made by Mr. Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk, Tesla has announced a robo-taxi. And what they are talking is that as a business model, now Tesla car would be available as a robo-taxi where the cost of the taxi would be less than 18 cents per kilometer. And today what Tesla is talking about is that in America, how we have got used to idea of phone, where earlier we were being charged 16 rupees per minute, and today it has come down to 300 rupees a month with unlimited calls. So similarly, robo-taxi would be working on a model where they would be charging the Americans $100 a month with unlimited travel, unlimited kilometers, anywhere in America you can travel. So it would be like a mobile phone, you pay $100 a month and you get unlimited travel. So the implications of transport as a service and disruption that it will create, it is going to disrupt and have effect on oil, automobile, insurance, and real estate industry. So let's look at each industry specifically. The oil industry. Today, what is happening is that because of the electric vehicles that will be entering the market from 2021 to 2025, the complete oil industry would be disrupted. The demand for oil will drastically drop. The end result would be that the prices from, I would say, within next 1 year to 1.5 years, the oil prices would crash to maximum of $25. So any oil that would cost more than $25 to produce would become unviable, like shale oil, sand oil, then deep sea oil. All those will become unviable to produce. When you take automotive industry, itself will be disrupted very heavily. Today, what happens as the automotive industry, you have an ecosystem. In that ecosystem, what you're looking at is basically you have a car company which manufactures automobile, then you have a dealers, then you have a repair ecosystem and various things. But what is going to happen is that tasks as a service is going to change that. The entire ecosystem of dealers, of repair shops are going to disappear. So if you have been reading the papers, recently even Mahindra and Mahindra has announced that they are turning into, from a car manufacturer to a transport as a service operator, where they're going to be starting of leasing and renting their electric vehicles. And that will be their main business henceforth. Now, when you look at the insurance sector, what is going to happen is that autonomous vehicles are more safer and less prone to accidents. And in that process, what is going to happen is the insurance premiums are going to drop and the car insurances would not be needed. So what is going to happen is that the insurance industry is going to be totally disrupted. And when you look at the real estate, it is going to be again disrupted in a big way. Because today when you have buildings that are being constructed in any city, 30% of the space is lost in parking. And parking, which I mean is car parking. Now these car parkings, almost 30% space are going to become free. Why? Because people would be using transport as a service would be much cheaper than driving their own electric vehicles or their own petrol vehicles. So the amount of parking that would be required would be much less. So the parkings that have been developed, and especially in cities like Bombay, we have buildings which have been constructed as parking lots, and all of them would be made redundant because electric vehicles and transport as a service would enable vehicles to be continuously on the move 24 by 7 and serving people. And the total number of vehicles on the street would go down by about minimum 70%. So the other advantages of transport as a service, the disruption it will have, there are a lot of benefits, whether it's financial, environmental, social, or traffic accidents. Similarly, when you talk of disruptions by convergence of the technologies that I displayed earlier, you can come up with the disruption that is going to occur in each and every industry. Thank you. Now open for questions.
Delegates and participants, if you have any questions regarding this session, you can just ask it in the chat box. I repeat, delegates and the participants, if you have any doubt regarding the session, you can ask it in the chat box. So one question is
the first question is, can we use yes, in rural areas also you can use the transportation, because today what has happened is, as a new norm, the government is promoting e-rickshaws. So when it comes to India, I believe e-rickshaws is going to be a game changer in mass transport in India. Today, when you take an auto, even in Bombay, the minimum auto fare is something like about about 11 to 14 rupees. And if you talk in terms of a e-rickshaw, the cost is not more than 2 rupees per kilometer. So realistically, what happens is that it is going to disrupt as to how we move around. And in rural India, what I have seen is that normally bikes is the way of commute. And with the e-bikes coming in, it is going to again disrupt the rural markets in a big way.
So can we have another questions also? Delegates and participants, can we have another questions? Sir, one more question is there.
Yeah. How students should cope with technology disruption? Well, I will say one thing. I will say that my generation was very lucky because what we studied we could use. But today, what is happening is, with the technology generation which is coming in, it is very difficult to say what technology is going to survive in next 3 to 4 years, and as to how the technology and what you're learning in school, how relevant will it be with regards to your skill sets. So all I would say is that where students are concerned today, more importantly, more than the hard skills, you need the soft skills will play a very major role. So what I always recommend at colleges is that students should develop their soft skills in a big way and concentrate on the 13 technologies which have been identified. And more than using a single technology, what you have to concentrate is how do you converge various technologies to create different products. That will be a more important thing.
So thank you so much, sir, for this very informative session. With this, we are now proceed towards our next session to our invited speaker, Dr. Malaya Nayak, sir. So before we proceed, let me introduce Dr. Malaya Nayak. Dr. Malaya Nayak is an entrepreneur and researcher with over 23 years of experience in designing, developing, and implementing high-performance hospitality and technology solutions. He is currently working as an executive director with IT Buzz Limited, London. He is also owns several SMEs organizations including hospitality, IT, real estate, and event and marketing industries. Malaya receives his BSc honors in computer and IT from University of Derby, UK, MS in ICT from Assumption University, Thailand, MBA from Punjab Technical University, and PhD in computer science from Utkal University, India. He has started project management from Seed Business School, University of Oxford, and Level 7 Diploma in Strategic Management and Leadership, OTHM, UK. He also received the Chartered Engineering from Engineering Council, UK, European Engineer from FEANI, Certified IT Project Manager from IDA and Singapore Computer Society. Dr. Nayak is currently a Fellow of Royal Society of Arts, UK, Chartered Fellow of the British Computer Society, UK, Senior Member of IEEE and IEEE Computer Society, USA Senior Member of Computer Society of India, and Member of Association for Computing Machineries, USA. He has received the ITCP certificate from NZ Computer Society, that is New Zealand Computer Society, Certified Professional, International Professional Practice Partnership Professional from Australian Computer Society, Australia, Chartered IT Professional from BSc, the Chartered Institute of IT, UK. He has also received the professional certification of Microsoft, Red Hat, Cisco, etc. Malaya has published more than 30 research papers, including patents in international conferences and journals. He has been working with few universities as PhD examiner and also been working as program chair, editor, reviewer, and mentor for conference and journal. His current research interest includes project management and risk management. With these words, I'd like to welcome Dr. Malaya Nayak sir for the invited speaking.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, sir, your voice is clear. We can hear you, sir.
Very good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be a part of the today's sessions. I'm truly appreciate Professor Nayak, and also thanks to Professor Singh, Professor Raja, and Professor Rathi, and Professor Pand, and Professor Rohit. And as Rohit explains, about my backgrounds, everybody know that. And also thanks to Professor Rathi explaining about technical distribution and business innovation. So everybody already know that. So how distribution technology, even I'm a technologist myself. I've been working a long time with the IT industry. And so today I'm just going to explain how we are develop our own self to be an entrepreneur or using new technology to be, we call innovation. Right, so okay, so my agenda is what is entrepreneurship, who is the entrepreneur, what is innovation, example of innovation in business, innovation fundamental framework, types of entrepreneurship, role of entrepreneurship, function of entrepreneurship, fundamental of entrepreneurship, key elements of entrepreneur, challenges of entrepreneurship, what makes a successful entrepreneur, global entrepreneurship index, and successful famous entrepreneur stories. That will be final conclusion. Okay, so everybody can search in Google, find what is entrepreneur really. And so if they're saying, oh, I want to be entrepreneur, everybody want to be entrepreneur. Yeah, that's of course you can be entrepreneur, but there is something, your motivation, your think like be a leader, something. So basically definition, I can anybody, so I can put definition, what is the definition, like the process of which individual, group of individuals, employer organizing, put explore new opportunity, create self-employment, promote innovation, and build communities. That everybody know that. So I can find internet and everybody can say that. But so what exactly we call entrepreneurship? So in my word, in my experience, I feel like myself. I want to be a leader. I'm really hungry. I never satisfied. I want to work. I want to create a job. I want to promote communities. I want not international, not national. I do myself self-made. Something I want to show somebody. Something I want to show. It's not because you satisfy yourself. That we call entrepreneurship is my word. But for me, as I have been working in research. I can talk about many topics for research. But if the question is why we choose an entrepreneur, entrepreneur is kind of such a to encouraging students, encouraging academic, encouraging industry to create their own things. That's how I think is for my perception. So who's an entrepreneur? So in other words, we can explain the entrepreneur is any business who continuously seek art, opportunity, problems, and problem to solve. So earlier I said the hard work does not give up, multidimensional, and don't lose your faith. So for myself, as a practically, when I was as a India, I always work hard. Even I have a lot of friends around there, and in Delhi, in Odisha, in Chandigarh, and then I always hard work. I always think something I want to do my life. And the same way, multidimensional. What you multidimensional think about? You think about multiple things, multiple purposes. You want to do something, and you never lose your faith, never lose your spirit. You want to do something. That I call this entrepreneur. Okay, I'm going to talk you something, a little bit story. How I think, my apology if you are not feeling something, but I want to tell something about real life story. So you can see the graph between starting to end. So I'm talking about someone that achieved today. So for example, I'm giving people know that, for example, Flick Kurt and Mr. Bansal, I think two Bansal they're not related. In India, they sold about 16 billion to Walmart, and people know that. So he's just like, he's a very young man, graduate from IIT. But what he done, achieved, how he has done. So that people can find out how was he working in Bangalore, the way he worked, then he started for apartment, blah, blah, blah. But here I'm going to say a small thing. This is a young man coming from the village in Odisha, and then he moving to Delhi, and he wanted to do something achieve. Then in Delhi, he started study. Also, he was very, very religious and worked hard, and at the same time was taking education and inspired the other friends in Delhi and other people. Then one day you were thinking, oh, you want to do something. So finally he got it. I'm going to be very short. I won't take longer. So then he want to go for a foreign country work. So he worked all over the India almost. Then he want to travel to abroad to make big careers so that he can continue to do some thing more. So then he reached in Thailand. Fortunately, got from company, and there is some issue was to happen. Finally, he learned to multiple jobs. So initially, he was a technology like software developer. Then when he go there, he got a chance like to be a GM. So GM is not small position to work for some American company, and he has to put day, night, learn multiple like management, operations, technology, finance, then, and that was beyond his knowledge. So he learned everything to join, and he was starting with a one-man company, become 1 million in the past year in Bangkok. It's the American company. Then he traveled to Hong Kong, Singapore, um, um, and Malaysia, all of around there. Then what he did again, then the next year, again success about 2 million, 68%. Then he become a director of IT services. Then he learned again, he wanted to do something. He didn't start a course because he wanted to help his career. Then there is a lot of problem. I'm not going to explain the big story. So then you want to go to international, to go to US or UK or Australia. Then he had another dream. So finally he got a chance to go to USA. No, sorry, UK. So when he landed in UK, that was 2007 January, but he was in 2006. But he was young and newly married. He don't know what he do in the UK. He has not experience in UK to work, but he had a really lot of struggle. He want to achieve something, and that he was working for a company as a manager, IT manager. Then he became promoted to IT director. Then become top partner in the UK. And then he learned how to deliver all things, and starting a lot of point-to-point connection, a lot of infrastructure, all projects delivered to the client in the UK. And he became the company partner. So from he learned many things about how you. So what he did, the side by, he started own business with which help his wife. And he worked morning to 9 to 5 job. Then he coming back to again work is one thing, sometimes support to the customer. Then 2009, the business is started. Also, he started in India also in 2006 in IT company. And it's not easy to do the person to manage the life of like family balance, work, and also other commitment too. But it was tough life. Then in 2000, then it slowly increased. In 2000, about 14, then he started investing money into real estate. He attended many seminars, many things to learn from, inspired by other people. Then invest first property, then second property, third property, that's cost about 1.7 million. Then invest in UK. Then he come back to the hotel in 2000. Then he want to invest in hotels to own them. So he started a business with the friends, but he has no knowledge about what you do there. So he put again himself working 9 to 5 job, weekend work in hotel. He served as like cleaner, but the person was very dignity, but workers serving cleaner, serve the this, that. In the hospital market, everybody knows the hospital market, what people do. You have to learn housekeeping, you have to learn breakfast, how to deliver, how to customer service. That is tough for him to learn in hospitality. So he passed hotels in 2017, then said, oh, you want to invest more money. In 2019, he owned 3 more hotels in UK. Now, that person really from small village to the city of the Big Ben, what he achieved, but he suffered many things. That is that person is here. And today is very small entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur, but he's well established in the UK. And moving forward, he's going further, more investment, more approachable to communities. He worked with the United Nations. So work with the United Nations and UNICEF, also Royal Society of Arts and contributors. So that was a little story. Now I'm going to talk about the next. So what is innovation? Innovation, in other words, I always talk about in English, so we study inno plus vet. Inno means praise, and vet means you said who was predict the future. So what predict the future? It is good idea. What idea you got? So when I was in Delhi, I remember a long time ago. Delhi is a blessing of opportunity, but very competitive, where I was from there. I can't speak Hindi properly, I remember. But that time was, but I would never lose my faith. But always the idea has my mind. I want to do something. I want to do something. But innovation, that thing you have to think about what innovation is. Invention by multiplied by entrepreneurship. So innovation is you think something. So how you think like? I think like I'm the captain of my fate. I only think about, I always master of my sad. I think about my boss, my dream. I always think about my goals. And also myself as myself made, I'm think. And innovation, you need to bring the new idea. So my apology if I'm not talking about a lot of technology here. So I'm talking about just motivating the people. So understanding, I want people to understand to create own things. It's not about everybody know technology. India is the expert in technology. Even I'm come from India. So there's I'm not going to talk today. I'm just going to focus on how we can achieve, how can bring to India to such a position. Now India is a good position in third developing country. And even I'm living in England, UK, and that is the beauty of the city, London, that is providing all opportunities for business. But that India we need to do, creating new idea, new invention, and we have to help to the further progress. So now Professor Rathi explained about distribution in business. Yes, he's right, how technology moving forward. And you can see the innovation in business. Everybody know that Google is how changed the life, how everybody is, how we sitting in a home, searching the computer, everything can see me. My my family in India, even don't think they can see me, I'm sitting like in India. They can see in Google Meet, many things now, technology that we have. Now that Google is changed, the way invention is done, changed completely the business. Same way, Amazon, everybody know Amazon and how it's changing retailing, how he done the e-commerce. That is a billion Jeff done. He's a famous person. Same way, Apple, how it's changing music, consumer and electronics. Same way, Uber, the taxi, pointing to the previous lecture, and Uber, no one, nothing. There's technology innovation. They changed taxi business. Nobody can beat it, the Uber. Same way, R&B. I'm in a hospital industry. R&B such a great tools, and I'm using a lot of tools there. But R&B, the way it's done, different. This is my example. So let's go to next step. So innovation fundamental framework. What earlier I said, innovation is invention multiplied by entrepreneurship. So innovation already is you create your own knowledge idea, and entrepreneurship you bring some distinction about your forwarding things. What do you need? You think about opportunity, think about your personal commitment, and how you managing implementation of your project. So opportunity. Always people say there is a lot of generic issue will happen, and also will influence to consider inflation will happen, and that you think about innovation framework. Entrepreneurship types, many types of entrepreneurship. People thinking, there's debate going on, many things going on. You can do anything. So I can say builders, not only builders, you can be creating the buildings. Builder can be creative. So opportunist, someone looking for something to investing, thinking about new things. Specialist, you have a IT guy in India or UK, anywhere, especially you want to create a own business, anything. Innovation, you want a scientist, anything, creating new things. So these entrepreneurs think many ideas, but I can't, nobody can say how many types you can create many jobs, many things. But the main goal is entrepreneur to create such idea on technology or anything that impact our community. People are, wow, this person that made tremendous to our organization and for the company to communities. So role of entrepreneurship. So increase productivity. So of course we have to, when we have to develop a business, we have to then. So I want to give you one example. When I start my first real estate in the UK, I was a little bit scared. Oh, my business will go down in London. It's very expensive to buy the property. But then I increase that I can see my product. Then I increase second product, third product, like that. For continue to increase your productivity. Then same way you develop your own project. Like I have IT company, London, small company. I'm not saying I'm very big organization, but I hope one day I'll be big. But that make me faith on my faith, so I can do something myself. So then that's called create new technology, product and services, improving life standard. Once you done, everybody think, oh, I can be a rich, I can create a fortune. No, there is something. Once you done, you think, then it will be make you improve your life standard. Then decrease on employment, as I said earlier. Once you success and you giving job to young people, that you decrease on employment. Reduce capital. When you start a business, you reduce your growing, then you reduce your company capital, like what I'm doing. Economic independence, then creating new business. That's already explained that. Okay, so one thing, so when you do, role in your life, that I call it the game of entrepreneur. You are, when you do roles, you always feeling ugly, lonely, exploiting yourself. Imagine if you suffer your life, when one day it will change like game. When we start the football, like example, I'm giving football example. Our objective is we going to change, we're going to own this game. But when 45 minutes gone, we lost. What has been gone? What role? What we have changed? So that thing we question ourselves. What exactly bring you? That means your trust with your team. That is more important. You care for them. That's more important. That is most you do. So I'm going to talk about the functions of entrepreneurship. So everybody know that when you start a business, what do? Organizing, planning, make sure planning properly. And like I'm good project manager. My research in project management, risk management. The planning, the best possible the planning is the best thing to a leader. If you do planning and organizing, then stopping, directing, motivation, supervision, everybody know these functions are. But the main role is the leadership. The leadership and supervision and directing. So this is important. Leadership. When I was learning strategic management in the UK, I learned strategic. And everybody here, all academic students, they're learning also in because MBA, they're doing MBA or PhD in management. That is most powerful tool, like to be a leader. It's not about, but you always accept negative. Not thinking, oh, Malaya is good or somebody is good. No, let them tell you Malaya is bad. Malaya is not doing something. No, you take the positive, negative thing that inspired to your life. That is impact my life. That is my real life. That's people talk about, oh, coming Odisha, coming to you, India, this, that. But I never listen. I listen my heart. What I want to do, what I want to inspire to people. Only think I want to do something. So this is the entrepreneur function. You think how operation doing. Like I'm managing here hotels. Even though I don't know before, the manage the hotels when I come, lot of issues going on. How to? You have to come. Okay, what happened? What goes wrong? People don't like your service. There is some leakage. There is something there. Same way in IT. When I deliver an e-commerce project, example, one of the bigger, medium organization I sell is good e-commerce. That was like mother care. That problem is taken 2 years to develop. That's quite a big project. But because we work in part-time, also my team is in India, so we work with collaboration. But that is a lot problem to learn lesson and how to manage risks things. So this thing we keep in eye when you are creating own set of actions. Okay, so fundamental of entrepreneurship. I always say two things. One is called spirit and skill. Spirit, just like pirate. Skill, like you're just like you innovative or idea something. Okay, so that is make you entrepreneurship. So business essentially required venture engineering, knowledge of to frame decision, skill to start, skill to grow. Innovation, technology essential, knowledge of science and engineering, skill to develop, skill to build. Okay, I have to go back to the, sorry. Here, innovation, what I was earlier I said, innovation, that is very important. India produce a lot of engineers in IT, any background. But the way we are adopting in the society, India so vast knowledge increasing. Same way, because in the UK, because I learn India and that exposed in the UK and other country. The same way we have to think. Always I said something, and some of mentors I was learning how you think, how you want to do. So let's say one thing I'll say, game change. What are you going to do? First thing, when you do, so when I said, oh, I'm doing part-time my side, because I don't encourage you to leave the job straight away, you go back to do something business. No, if you have enough capital, that not help you, because you need to know knowledge. Even I'm still this age, I'm still studying every day, research, doing this, that, because that make me more knowledgeable, happiness, and going further down, learn about more things. So instead, so like everybody knows Jack Ma. I'm very fan of this person's Alibaba. He has not enough education. Everybody know he not get a good education. He don't go to he don't get any even a proper degree to go to university. Always rejected. Now he's a billionaire. What he done that? Because he has passion about do. He was sitting in any apartment. He was doing. I was learning about him. He was, anyway. But what he said, he's right. From 18 to 29, you learn your academic as well as your experience work for somewhere. When you are 30 to 40, you work for yourself. When 40 to 50, work for young people, because that young people when hire, that make you. For example, here, when I'm old and I'm hiring the in UK, and I think might you search my name, you'll find article in UK newspaper. Basically, I bring the local community, train them, learn how to do the cooking. Even I'm not cooker, but I learn it, how to cook. Even it's a very funny thing. How to clean is very important. In India, we should know, I want to bring a cleaner. Sorry, I'm not offensive here. I'm just saying, you have to think, you have to downgrade yourself to be a successful man. That is my philosophy. You have to downgrade. Now, because I got a vice president, I am chairman, nothing. I'm just interacting. Yes, you. But sometime you have to stand up. I'll give you an example. Pathak from India. He won 43 McDonald's in UK. Pathak is from Punjab. He's in my LinkedIn, and I was inspired. The person is very really. Do you know how he done? He has only one graduate, and people in India think, oh, I'm IT engineering, I'm doctorate. It's not about the person, what he's bring to himself, what are you going to do. So that person, he won 100 million turnover, and is from India, and he got CVE from Queen. You can imagine that person. I'm great salute for him today, and that is make me more encouraging the person from India. So I'm going to next slide. So key elements, always think, innovating, vision, and goals. And everybody know the definition about. It's not definition, but you have to pick it in your practical life. Ethics and values, organization skill, risk taking, need for achievement. So I'm going to elaborate here a little bit risk. If you think about when I was in India, when I go to Bangkok, then I work for Singapore, that all country I travel. And I was working as project management in Chandigarh. And that time I left Chandigarh. Then I said, oh, I'm going to get married because yes, but I take risk. I was a good job, but I take risk. I had a lot of problem. But if you don't take risk something, and somebody has problem to find first job, second job, third job, whatever, the risk is you. So how take risk? Risk is a very, very strong tool for life. If you don't take risk, you lose everything. No, sorry, it's not right. If you don't take risk, you can't grow your life. That risk is important. Yes. What type of risk you take? You might hear a lot of people. Risks where you can survive, not like you have to get 1 million money, what invested way if you don't know what I do. No, risk, think what risk will impact, proper planning. That is risk you have to take. Not for me, I take risk. I'm good risk man. I love to fight with risk. I'm fighter. I do that. So challenge of the entrepreneurship. So what do we exactly do? Challenge when you come to. So funding, one of the biggest obstacle, borrowing money, difficult to get loans. Yes. But when I start business, I can say £1. Nobody invest money, nothing. I start £1. Now I grow million. Now my asset. So £1, how you turn it? Yes, that's earlier I said again repeating the same word. You work your part-time job. What do you do? What you likes? Then you continue to build up your side business. But you have to spend time. But if you think everything your wife, your family, yes, you have to spend time. You make your timetables. I like when your kid is going to school, the school teacher said, today you have math, tomorrow science, blah, blah, blah. Because students has to have same way you have to adapt in your life to change to make your challenge. Second, responsibility. That's I said. You have to training employees, paying bills, and make everything on. Isolation. Sometimes you feel insecure, alone, working long hours on certain income. So these challenges come. It can be more challenge. For me, I'm just short answer is challenge for students and academicians here. So 4 of 5 small business fell in the 3 to 5 years basically, because in under this category, sometimes they can't get money, but you can't get started with money to bank. If I go to bank in England, I don't think I have ever problem. In the bank, happy to give a loan because the way I approach, the way I'm doing the business, the going my graph like going to up, because that is bring you forward, because you have already taken the risk and you explain to the bank, okay, I have done this, I've done that, because that you need to do first. Take your time, learn it. What Jack Mack said, between 18 to 29, that's a good time to learn. Then that time you become mature to learn and impact risks become low. But if you are young in India, recently I heard that India is 18 years. I don't know what's his name, I forget. From Gujarat, and Tata chairman is investing money. His challenge, I was listening it's a good challenge. I'm really happy about that gentleman. He's doing that's good. But maybe he's more mature, some people not. But that's why you need to focus on that. Okay. So let me go to the next slide. Okay, so what makes a successful entrepreneur? Your desire for achievement, win attitude. If I have never have that, I never will reach that position here. So that means people thinking, oh, Malaya, did you get some money lottery? No, that is lottery. Nobody give you. I wish I would get more lottery, but you work hard. I'm not compared to the big people are more successful than me. It was my real life. I'm telling where I was from village to come back to England, where I'm settled down here. So that's your desire for achievement. That's from that's your. Then determined to succeed, ready to take reasonable risk, ability to identify and exploring opportunity, analytical ability to take strategic decision. Okay, so always there is something there, but you always think forward, take inspiration, mentoring, go to meet the good people. Those are already success in their life. That is make you go further beyond. I have taken some data, how global entrepreneurship indexing ranking in the all over there how. So United States, the government allowed the lot of entrepreneurship. They are helping. That's number one in United States, Switzerland, Canada. I took the 10 basically from how the developed country, and India is down. Of course, because India is money is we are population or popular, but India done beyond nowadays is increased beyond. So I can respect my own country when I was kid because I learned many things. But India will take over one day, what I believe. Okay, so how things here? This where data I took, they take a survey. So here, age-wise, left side you can 0 to 70 years, and is the country-wide. You can see women and men, and if it's how the ownership from between February and April in 2018, the data. So you can see Israel, Sweden, India. So here you can see women in India. I'm just going there. You can see how Indian women's now entrepreneurship. So how they want, and men-wise interest of now men is down here. If you see that in 2018, you can see that that's how I took data. Same way, take money, more money. So other country, but like you can see Colombia, then South Africa, Brazil, Mexico, USA. India is almost how many graphs? One, like 6, 7 graphs. But India is doing, one day will come. But you can see the men is taking more than women. But now one thing I'm saying, I work with human rights and equalities. I know that is very important. We have to give equal opportunity to women and men. That's why England, where everybody, England or Europe or and USA, they give equality. I think India is now giving a lot of equalities now. Women are coming more in advance now. So how the loan financing? So I got data here. So and the women are taking data. The women is from up percentage of here ownership women's and the men. So men is more, of course, like France. So all countries here. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about famous entrepreneur. Everybody know that Bill Gates, and he had no education. How he started, and always I listen. People think big, you become big. So Bill Gates, Larry Page in Google, he's a young guy. He has done brilliant in his life. Mark, everybody know that. So Richard Branson, Mark. So these things, I was just giving 4 of example here. If you go back their history, you'll find how they are. This is I'm giving USA, and also in India, I explained that Mr. Bensel, how he has done. That's inspiration. People make the life history of the entrepreneurship. And finally, I want to say entrepreneurs are constantly looking new ways to resolve the problem, ideas, everything, no matter how long it takes. They take responsibility to their decision and actions. They will work until a job is completed. So what exactly here? You have to think always go beyond your knowledge and learn and make you strong. That is my today's session. Thank you very much. Any question?
Students and delegates, if you have any questions regarding this session, you can ask it in the chat box. Can we have the questions, students and delegates? If you have any doubt and questions regarding the session, you can ask in the chat box. So first question is from Pradeep Rathi sir. What was your inspiration to enter in the business?
So I want to myself to build up my self-made, and I want to use my experience, technology, to bring the community better and creating employment.
One other more question. So, what could be the upcoming opportunities in India in which we should take efforts?
India is very competitive and very good the labor skills, and that allows now the COVID-19, every business suffered, and that is a lot of challenges for the entrepreneur who want to build and show them to the community and society what he can bring, what he can achieve to the India. So, for example, the COVID-19 is really everywhere is struggling the business. In this time, you have think of new ideas, new innovation, like you have to create, and of course that's a require capital, everything. But investment is going low to India because India is opportunity to below more because of due to COVID-19, and China is losing because of the disease origin from there, and people moving to India. India has a really good skilled people there.
Thank you so much, sir, for this storytelling informative session. As you all know that when we are having the storytelling sessions, the people are more interested to listen and take the inspiration from it. So that's the end of our today's second session, and it's a time for our concludatory remarks. For that, I request Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak, sir, to please address the audience. Nayak, sir, are you there? Nayak, sir, are you connected with us? Please unmute the mic, sir. Okay, fine. It seems that Nayak sir is not connected with us. So right now, it's a time for our vote of thanks, and I request Professor Dr. Sam Sraja, sir, to please come for the vote of thanks.
Thank you. This is a very good deliberation by both of our keynote speaker and invited speaker. Hope the participant might have enjoyed and hope they will be getting the complete concept of disruptions of technology for innovation of business. At the same time, you might be inspired with Mr. Malaya Nayak that your strong confidence and risk-taking activity can lead you up to any limit of your achievements in your career. So I would like to express my thanks to Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak, immediate past president CSI, for addressing this gathering. Also wants to express my thanks to Director General of IIBM, Professor Dr. U.K. Singh Saab, for giving his valuable time at the event and inspiring the youth and the speakers. I'd like to express my gratitude and thanks to Professor Rathi, Dr. Rathi, and for his excellent delivery on the topic. And I must thank Mr. Malaya Nayak for his beautiful presentation, inspiring presentation. I hope the management students who are participating, they must be responding you if they will be getting your email IDs, and they must get more enlightenment.
Thank you.
Beside this, I would like to express my thanks to whole team, especially Mr. Rohit from IBM, Professor Ganesh Pandey, uh, our state student coordinator of CSI, Professor Gopal Krishna, for coordinating to organize this event, and hope more events will be coming out with collaboration of CSI Patna chapter, IIBM, and CSI at all. So thank you everybody, all the participants, and encourage you to participate such events in coming future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. With this note, we are towards the end of our today's webinar. I hope to a grand success of this webinar. I also thank Mr. Rathi sir and Dr. Malaya Nayak sir for the timing they gave to us. And I also thank to all the dignitaries and the participants who has joined with us for this informative session. So now it's the end of our today's webinar. I finally feel gratitude to all of you and thank you so much to being with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.